Yeah, I want $10 million. PFL, that's the offer. Let's run it back in MMA. Make it fair. I won one. Now it's your chance in your home territory. MMA, let's do it.
Nate, what do you think of that offer?
Let's do it. We're going to have to co-promote with Real Fight Inc. I don't want to do that. But I want to try and do, but I had the single leg in the first and the choke in the ninth, so I already won that battle.
Right after Jake Paul's split decision win over Nate Diaz, the two wasted no time accepting the challenge of taking this fight to the cage for an MMA fight with PFL. This immediately sparked intrigue within the MMA community of how this fight would play out, and Jake Paul immediately took to Twitter to show off his training right off the plane a day after the victory. Of course, Jake is partially trolling with this immediately clipped post-fight, but he has started his training, especially in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, to try and surprise Nate Diaz with his ground game, and recently teamed up with up-and-coming UFC star Bo Nickal to help him out with training.
If I have you right here, a lot of guys are able to belly down and start fighting it, especially if you don't have it tight right away. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to stay here at mount, or I'm going to stay in half guard right there. My arm is going to go from up here on your shoulder, down as low as I can get it. And now I'm going to start to slide my head up here. And then, yep, got the tap. Try it on me again. Slide your shoulders. There you go. See, like that was already like really tight.
Although Jake may have gotten the better of Nate inside the boxing ring, that hasn't deterred Nate's confidence on what he can do to Jake inside the cage.
Shit! A rematch? Fuck yeah! What the fuck you talking about? How many rounds do you think you won? Give the fuck, he didn't win.
Nate took moments during the boxing match to showcase what he would have done to Jake if this was a real cage fight, putting him in a single leg in the first round and choking him in the 10th round. Jake Paul had this to say about getting choked during the fight. Of course, you can get a guillotine on someone when they're not expecting it in a boxing match. Seriously, with 8 to 9 months of training, I know I can beat Nate Diaz in MMA. Duh, yeah, he was actually choking me. It was hilarious. I would have picked him up and slammed him. It was the 10th round. He was being funny, but I was fine. Honestly, it was funny, but I can prepare for it. The crazy thing about it, I've done the calculations in my head. We just start standing up. I learn kicks, right? I learn how to defend kicks. I'm beating his ass standing up clear as day in boxing. He tries to get close to me. I can just stick and move. He tries to take me down. My takedown defense is better than his. I have way higher wrestling experience than him. He's not going to be able to take me down. He's slow, so I'm going to see the shots coming. Boom, block the shots. He can't take me down and submit me. It becomes a standing match. The MMA community, however, does not share Jake Paul's optimistic view on how he would fare in a cage match versus Nate Diaz. MMA legend Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson was recently asked by Ariel Helwani on the MMA Hour if he sees any scenario where Jake beats Nate.
8-10 months. Can Jake Paul beat Nate Diaz in an MMA fight?
No. All Nate has to do is go down there pro guard, and then Jake Paul's in no man's land, right? I know Jake Paul, he's athletic, he can wrestle, but mixed martial arts is totally different. It's totally different.
This analysis doesn't come out of nowhere. Jake has continued to post videos of his updated Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu training for the fans and fight community to be able to watch and assess.
Shallow underhook on this leg is good, but don't stay there too long. Near side underhook, palms there, left hand. There you go. Just close first, pummel again. Small pummel, wax on, wax off. There we go. Heavy butt, heavy butt, heavy butt. Good, pummel again, pummel again. Yep, you're good. Try to get that shoulder to his throat next time you get.
During an episode of the Joe Rogan Experience, Joe Rogan stated that he came away from this boxing match very much impressed with Jake and also very entertained by the fight as a whole. He mentioned that because of how competitive and entertaining this boxing match was, it helped spark a real intrigue for a Nate Diaz versus Jake Paul PFL fight.
Wow, I'll tell you what, that sets up an MMA fight for sure. Yeah. For sure. If they want to do it and make more money, that makes it very interesting. That sets up an MMA fight for sure.
You probably give that fight to Jake?
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I'd imagine Jake.
Fucking impressive, man.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more fight news and updates.